All right, good day, Wildcats and Char Char. We are going to be working on comparing and ordering integers today, lesson 3, page 363. If you are not there, get there now in your Glencoe series. If you don't have the Glencoe series, that's okay. You can still follow along and get the idea of what we're doing. Okay? Today is Wednesday. It's Flannel Wednesday, one of my favorite days of the week. All right, sorry, got my hair thrown up in a bun, but I just got done swimming a lot. Okay, here we go. Today, our objectives, we are going to be able to compare and order integers. Integers are numbers, whole numbers that go from negative to positive, right? And we're going to talk about Alaska. And it talks about the average temperature for several months is shown on a thermometer. And that thermometer is down here, way down here. So we've got the average temperature in November is 3 degrees. That is flipping cold. February, -4, and January, -10. That is why Mrs. Sparacina would never live in Alaska. That is insanely cold, okay? -10 with a wind chill is when we're canceling school. They're probably out having tea. Okay, now it says the average temperature for December is -6.5, and the average temperature for March is 11. Label December and March on the thermometers. We have to go down here. What was it again? -6.5. So down here we've got 0, and then these little bigger bars here, they go by 5. So it's 0, 5, 10, 15, 20. And they want 6.5. So we got to go, here's 5, and then these little tick marks, there's 6, and there's 7. So you got to put it right in between those two little tick marks, okay? It's a really, really tiny spot. All right, -6.5. And then 11, all right? Same thing going up, goes by 5, so we got 0, 5, 10, 15. So each one of these little tick marks is 1. So 11 would be right about here, just one tick mark above 10. If you're having a hard time seeing, it's one tick mark above 10, and the -6.5 is 1.5 tick marks below -5, okay? All right, which months have a greater average temperature than February? February, where are you, February? Here's February, okay? And we got November is going to be above that, right? And what was the one that had 11 degrees? I believe it was March. Yeah, March. So for that one, it's going to be February and, no, my bad, November and March. They want to know which months have a greater average temperature than February. Okay, so up on number 2, you should write November and March. Which months have a lower average temperature than November? Okay, so now we got to include that one we just put on that I didn't write on here, because if I write on here, every time I move the screen, the writing doesn't move, and it gets it all goofed up. So we got to remember December is going to be lower than November, because December was down here. So we've got February, and then December, and January, okay? And make sure where you write that December, I would make a little arrow out just like they did and write December so that you have it labeled correctly. All right, so positive and negative numbers. Right here is 0 degrees. All right, here's where it starts getting warm. Here we're in the summer, up in the 90s, 80s, 70s, right? And once you get below 0, it gets cold, like cold. Not fun cold, okay? If you have a day where it's like 30s, 35, now that's some good weather, okay? We have snow on the ground, that's like perfect sledding weather. All right, when we compare integers, we are going to compare the signs as well as the magnitude or size of the numbers. The greater numbers are graphed further to the right. So positive numbers are greater than negative numbers. It's like having money in the bank, okay? A positive number, having positive money in the bank, is always going to be better than being negative in the bank, okay? We don't want to overspend. Gaining yards in football is going to be way better than getting sacked in the backfield, okay? So when we compare and order numbers, the negatives will go to the left and the positives will go to the right. Now, if you notice that the less the negative, the closer to 0 is actually a higher number, which can be a little bit confusing. So -1 is actually a higher number than -3, even though it's a 1 instead of a 3, because it's negative and it's closer to 0. This is a better number. It's like, would you rather owe $1 or would you rather owe $3? You'd rather owe $1. Well, I'd rather not owe anything. But if you have to owe money, you'd rather owe $1 instead of $3. So the closer you are to 0, the greater the number. And that's where most students get really confused. All right, so let's look here. Find greater than, less than, or equal to make the statement true. So we've got 12 is what to -4? And they labeled that for us. 12 is way over here in the positives. And -4 is way down here, like you owe $4. So would you rather have $12 or owe $4? You'd rather have 12, right? So we are gonna write, I'm gonna move this up a little bit. Oh, try it. There we go. Okay, so 12 is greater than -4. And wow, is my board off. Let's try that again. 12 is greater than -4. And I'm sure you were taught this in elementary school, like the alligator mouth eats the bigger number, right? So you always want to have the mouth open to the bigger number. Okay, so since 12 is to the right, it is greater than -4. Now these are two negatives, -3 and -5. Just think to yourself, would you rather owe $3 or $5? You'd rather owe 3, right? So 3 is actually the greater number. -5 and 0, would you rather owe $5 or have no money? I'd rather have no money too. So 0 is actually greater than -5. 6 and -1, would you rather have $6 or owe $1? Me too, I would rather have $6. All right, down below, Justin has scored a score of -4 on a Trueville trivia game. Desiree scores -5. Write an inequality to compare the scores. An inequality is just a statement. I don't know why they have to use big words to say write a statement, but they do. I think they just like to confuse us. So what they wrote was -4 is greater than -5. Because again, would you rather owe $4 or owe $5? You'd rather owe 4. So -4 is going to be your greater number. All right. Moving up. The temperature on Tuesday was 2 degrees. The temperature on Wednesday was -2. Write an inequality. That means a statement using your greater than, less than, equal to compare the temperatures. Explain the meaning of the inequality. So we've got 2 and we've got -2. What's the greater number? Think to yourself, would you rather have $2 or owe $2? You'd rather have $2. So that is your inequality statement. 2 is greater than -2. Okay? Sometimes those big words can really confuse you. I don't know why they don't just say, hey, write a statement telling me if this is greater than, less than, and equal to. But mathematical people are really smart people, and they like to write really confusing things. I don't agree. All right, let's go up. You can use a number line to order a set of integers, and they can be ordered from least to greatest or greatest to least. And they gave us this beautiful example. -9, 6, -3, and 0. And they were even nice enough to label it for us. So -9 is way down here, 6 is up on the positive, -3 is down here, and 0. So when you want to order them from least to greatest, the least amount is only $9. Even though it's a bigger number, you owe $9. You don't want to owe $9. So you owe $9, then you owe $3, then you don't owe anything, and then you have $6. So from least to greatest, having the least, if you owe money, you not only don't have money, you owe it. You're way down here, this is the least. And then a little better, you don't have anything, now you got $6. Okay? So, when we compare negative numbers and compare positive numbers, the negative numbers are -9 and -3. -9 is less than -3. Even though it's a bigger number, again, you owe more, so that makes it less. Okay, let's try these got it. Let's put them on the number line. So that part's pretty easy. We got -4. And this goes by 5, so you kind of have to make a little guess and hope my board is somewhat on. And it's not. There's a -4. We got, I'm going to write -4. I got 3. That's somewhere like right in here, maybe. That was a terrible 3. I got 11. That's just above 10. Wow, I got really orient this board. And -25, that's way down here. Way down there. Alright. -25. Okay. So order them from greatest to least. Now they flipped it on you. Okay? So we want to order from greatest to least, having the most to having the least. What's going to be having the most? Okay, $11 is having the most. Then what? Having 3, Then owing 4, that's not fun. And then owing 25, that's when your mom spanks your butt. Just kidding. All right. Order the set negative 18, 30, 12, negative 6, and 3 from least to greatest. So having the least amount to having the greatest. So negative 18. Oh, look at that, I guessed it right. 30 is way up here. 12 is right here. Negative 6 is right there. And 3 is right in the middle. All right. From least to greatest, owing the most to having the most. Negative 18, owing the most, overspent. Then what? Good. Negative 6. Then 3. Then 12. And then 30, which I like having 30 bucks. 30 bucks is a fun number, right? All right, hopefully you don't have any questions and this didn't go too fast for you. I know I'm kind of cruising through it, but I know that you guys already know how to plot numbers on a number line, and since the number lines were given to you, I want to just kind of move right along. All right, let's look at this. The table shows the lowest evaluation for several continents, order of elevations from least to greatest. So they want us, and they already did that for us. That was nice of them. So they plotted that Africa is negative 156, so that would be right here. Asia is negative 418, right here. Australia is negative 12, that's got to be right in here. Europe, negative 28, that's right here. North America, negative 86. And South America, negative 105, that's right there. So they put them on there for us, and they want us order them from least to greatest. So least is your biggest negative, which is going to be 418. Then what's our next biggest negative? Right, 156. Then our next biggest negative would be what? Right, 105, negative 86, negative 28, and finally negative 12. All right. Let's go through these few real quick. Which one is greater, 17 or 31? Would you rather have 17 bucks or 31? $31 buys me more shoes. All right, negative 6 or negative 10. You want to owe 6 bucks or you want to owe 10 bucks? Owing 6 is better. That makes it greater. Negative 83 or negative 38. You want to owe $83? You want to owe 38? I don't want to owe either. That's a lot of money. But if I had to, I'd rather owe 38, so eat the 38. All right, Andrew and his father are scuba diving at negative 38 feet. And Tackle Box Canyon, that's a ridiculous name for a canyon, has an elevation of negative 83. Write an inequality to compare the depths. So they want a greater than, less than, equal to. That's an inequality. So negative 38, greater, less than, equal to, negative 83. Amen. Negative 38 is greater. You owe less, so it is greater. All right, the daily low temperatures in Kate's hometown last week were 2 degrees, negative 9, negative 18, negative 6, 3, 0, and negative 7. Order them from greatest to least. So which one is the warmest? The warmest would be 3 degrees, and that is not very warm. Then we would go to what? 2 degrees. Then what? Yep, 0. Then we want our smallest negative, so negative 6. Then negative 7. Then what? Good. Negative 9 and negative 18. All right, I want you to rank yourself. Finish this up. I have to shut this down or it will not upload to YouTube because I'm about out of minutes. Compare yourself in that target zone. Are you on point? You need some help? If you do, find an adult and let me know. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I hope you make great choices today. Charlie, make sure you're getting straight A's. Love you.